What's up, guys? Today we're talking about downtown art, specifically by the man, the myth, the legend, Harold Balazs. If you're just joining me, I'm doing a video series about the history of Spokane, and today is all about Harold. If you visited downtown Spokane, maybe Riverfront Park, or just downtown Spokane in general, you've seen his art. I mean, it's everywhere. In this video, I'm going to show you an art hunt that I did around downtown. I will say that I know where some of them are, but some of them I don't know, and I'm sure I'll come across them. But before we get into that, let me talk a little bit about Harold himself. Now, I will tell you that I went around and interviewed some of his friends, so this video is kind of like those interviews compiled with the art hunt. So yeah, hopefully it's interesting, and I hope you guys enjoy. Hi there. All right.
Well, Harold's a pretty impossible one to try to put in a nutshell and describe who he is. He's the most amazing person I've ever known. He's just so full of life and energy and creativity and so many different things.
I think one of the phrases that he used frequently to discuss his approach was 60 grit lifestyle, meaning, you know, the finer sandpaper is 200 grit. But if you want to carve something out in a hurry, you use 60 grit. And he accomplished an incredible amount of artwork, but he had that attitude that it doesn't need to be spit polished to make it good. It needs to be.
If you could describe Harold Balazs in 3 words, what words would you choose?
Never-ending energy. Yeah, just massive energy, or never-ending creative energy. He could not stop being creative and imaginative at any moment in his life. Harold was originally born in Ohio, but somehow he made his way out here. His father was a meat cutter by trade, and he went to WSU and quickly established himself as both an artist and an iconoclast at WSU, and met a woman named Rosie there, and they became a couple and eventually got married. They moved to Spokane and instantly kind of just started figuring out ways to make a living from art. They made little miniature pieces that they sold kind of on the street, and then quickly he became known and started doing more and more amazing art, and quickly became Spokane's resident artist and most well-known public artist especially.
Again, he just worked nonstop. He just kind of couldn't help himself.
There was nothing he couldn't make art out of. In his shop, he had everything. He had every welding type thing, every woodworking type thing.
He just had to be working and produced more art than any 10 people I know all put together. He was just constantly making work.
He was such an important part of all of our lives who were young artists at the time, that we needed somebody to come along, as he did, and say, you know, what are you doing? Come out to my place. I got to show you what I'm working on. You know?
To me, he's been everything from a father to a grandfather to a mentor to just a buddy or a friend. So he's was just the most unique person I've ever met.
It took me a long time to figure out how to read his iconography. It's just his imagery. And one day I got it, and it stunned me to be able to see it for what his message was.
All right, guys, I'm going on my tour, my Harold Balazs tour, or hunt, I guess, right now. So come join me. All right, so we're at the first Harold Balazs piece that I'm gonna be talking about today, or at least looking at, I guess. Basically, this is right on Monroe. It's called Listen. All right, check this out. It's right by Spokane Public Radio. It's this piece right here.
The significant thing about it was that when he made it, every single element, because it's made just of a whole bunch of elements of stainless steel that are just kind of welded together, and then those elements are welded to each other, typical of his pieces. And every time we'd go visit him, he'd pick up his latest element that he'd built, he'd grab a hammer and bang on it. and show us how this one sounds different than the one I just made. And so that's why when we dedicated that sculpture, that final piece of art for him, we hired 3 percussionists from the Spokane Symphony to come, and they created a musical composition and they played the sculpture. And he was so carried away and moved because, again, his art became what his art was always supposed to be, a starting point and never an ending point.
That's cool. All right, guys, so we're here at Riverfront Park. And I'm gonna try not to get run over while I'm talking. Basically, a lot of Harold Balazs art pieces are around here, so I'm just gonna walk around, gonna try to see one. So right in the middle of the Spokane River, there's this piece by Harold. It's called the Centennial Sculpture. It was made for the Centennial celebration of Spokane. So I believe it was made in like 1876. What's cool about this sculpture is that it's floating. I mean, personally, I think it's cool. Back. Oh, look at that. It's so close to me right now. It's like right, bro, like snapshot. You've already seen this one, but this is the Transcend Tower, or like the Opera Tower, or I don't think it actually has a name, but it's a cool tower, all right? Let's just call it that, the cool tower. So a crazy story about this piece is actually when Harold was making it, you see like how there's different pieces on it, like there's kind of different pieces that are all connected together. Basically, when he was putting it together, one of the pieces actually fell on him and it crushed like 3 of his vertebrae or something like that. And then he like went home and it delayed the whole thing. But anyways, this sculpture is really cool because it was made in 1974. So it was made for the World's Fair. So I mean, that's pretty cool about it. This is what the Transcend Tower looks from the inside, in case anyone wanted to know. All right, so we're nearing a sculpture that wasn't actually made by Harold Balazs. It was made by Ken Smearing, but it features Harold Balazs, so I thought I would add it in here. So check this out. So this is called the Call and the Challenge, all right? As you can see right here, it's your good pal, Harold Balazs. So he has red eyes. For some reason, someone thought it'd be a good idea to color his eyes red, but anyways. All right, so my battery is just about to die, but before it does, I want to show you this piece right here by Harold. This is the Rotary Fountain. It's not on right now, but basically this was a joint effort between Harold Balazs and another artist. I can't remember who. I'll probably put it up somewhere. There's actually a funny story about this, so I'll hand it off to Karen Mobley.
One of my favorite Harold stories is a little off color, but it's kind of funny. I was working at the city at the time, and this lady called me, and she said, well, you know, Mr. Balazs has been running naked through the fountain. And there was a big construction fence around, so you couldn't really see anything. And I said, well, how did you see that? Did you go past the construction fence that says no pedestrians or visitors were allowed on the construction site? And I said, well, I'd have to report her for trespassing, and she hung up. And she never made a complaint because she wasn't where she was supposed to be in order to witness this thing that wasn't supposed to be done.
All right, guys, this phone is at very, very low battery, so I'm gonna go. Yo, this is Dominic, and this is urgent. My battery was only at 5%, so I'm done for today. Yes, sir, but you know I'll be back for sure. I'm leaving you now, but just you wait. Soon we'll be back to Harold Balazs. I'll be back soon. All right, just FYI. And we're back. Basically, if you could tell from that rap, my phone ran out of battery, so I had to come back home, and then basically we're back. So let's continue on with the hunt. All right, guys, here we are. I'm not exactly sure what this piece of art is called, I'm pretty sure it's something like the Tree of Life or something. I think I've seen that before. It's probably gonna get pretty loud when I get over there, so I'm probably gonna stop talking and just video for you. But without further ado, let's check it out. This place is right on the vision, right next to the giant octopus. Just in case you wanted to know. Look for a giant octopus and turn right before it. If you're heading south, that is. All right, you guys didn't know this, but I've been driving for about maybe, I'd say 20 minutes because I'm not really used to driving downtown. Anyways, I finally found a Harold Balazs, at least I think it's Harold Balazs, a piece of art by him. It's carved into the bricks, and I think that's really cool. So let me show you it. I will say there's more of them. I know there's more brick carvings. These are just the only ones that I was able to find. And I think this is gonna be kind of the end of the tour, but you know, I really recommend you go out here, you come out here, you do this. I'm gonna post some links so that you can find these as well. So I hope you do that. Anyways, this is what it looks like. Isn't that awesome? So cool. It's kind of high up there though. Oh, check out the signature right here. So guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope it inspired you to maybe go out, take a look around Spokane. If you didn't know about Harold Balazs before, now you do. And I hope this was helpful, informative, educational, entertaining, all those good things. So, yep, you guys all have a great day. Peace.